Welcome back to Squawk Box. Our next guest's new book provides rare, fresh insights into one of the biggest cyber attacks of recent times and what companies and governments should do to prevent them. I want to welcome Microsoft's president, Brad Smith, to the program. Brad, it's great to see you this morning. The paperback version of your best-selling book, Tools and Weapons, The Promise and the Peril of the Digital Age, is out today with a new chapter that goes inside Microsoft's investigation into the 2020 SolarWinds cyber attack. And we want to talk to you about that and so much more this morning, Brad. Take us inside that SolarWinds attack, but also let's just talk more broadly even about what's happening in the cybersecurity realm. You've committed to spend an enormous amount of money on this, as have so many other tech companies, and yet it continues to be perhaps the prevailing issue for everybody.
Well, thank you, Andrew, and it's great, of course, to be with you. And we did take people in this new chapter in our book into what happened with SolarWinds, and I think what it reflects is two things. First, the sophistication of cyber attacks continues to grow. What we saw in the SolarWinds attack, what we've seen in some ransomware and other attacks in the months since, really confirms that in so many ways. It really requires all of us to do more, to step up. As a company, as you said, Microsoft just committed to spend more than $20 billion over the next 5 years on security-related activities. But this is more than an issue for the tech sector. That's why the White House brought people together just a couple of weeks ago. We're all going to need to share information about what's happening. I think it speaks to us on a week like this when we're reflecting on even 9/11. One of the points we make in the book is that one of the conclusions of the 9/11 Commission is very relevant to this, because as the Commission said, there'd been a real failure of strategic intelligence. People had been sharing information only on a need-to-know basis. They needed to create a culture around the need to share, and that's what we need to do here, too.
Brad, who should pay? I think that's one of the biggest issues, which is, should corporations be paying? Should you be paying? I mean, you're going to pay $20 billion to work on this software. People, obviously, you sell the software, so that's important. But should the government be paying?
Well, I think that in many ways it starts with those of us who create the technology products. We need to spend more, we need to invest more, and we are and we will. We need to build in more security protection into our products. But there's a lot of additional services that, in effect, make up what is needed to have a secure IT ecosystem. Just like we have monitoring services for office buildings and homes in case someone breaks in. There is that kind of ongoing need for services to protect cybersecurity. And in that sense, just as people pay for those services for their homes or offices, this becomes part of what they need to think about for keeping their IT secure. The government has one of the largest IT infrastructures in the world, so the government needs to invest as well. So whenever you see a problem that fundamentally is about criminal activity, we all need to do and invest more.
Have you been surprised over the years, and I will say that I have, that customers do not seem to pay for this with their own wallet, in which, or even jump with their own feet in terms of saying, you know what, there was a breach here, I'm no longer going to use that service. In fact, they seem to go back and use the same service over and over again. Why do you think that is? And as a result, I wonder whether the incentives are aligned.
In many ways, the incentives are not yet fully aligned. That's one of the reasons the insurance industry was present at the White House meeting 2 weeks ago. I think a lot of times insurance plays a role in aligning economic incentives across the economy, and that hasn't yet happened here. But I think there's some other problems as well. I think we have a real shortage. We've documented a shortage of cybersecurity professionals across the economy. Many businesses don't have the people that they need either to implement the protections they in some cases are already paying for, or just to provide the advice that the leaders of organizations also require. So I think that really is part of the problem that we also need to address.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.